After not too bad a start to our season, we've tweaked the tactic. Let's hope it doesn't go wrong. And today we meet a side that we've never beaten before, and the side that were promoted with us last season from the National League. Hello and welcome to episode 65 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games from League 2, match days 8 and 9. And I can tell you that our first match at home against Bradford City, a side that we've not beaten in this series so far. I've played them a few times when they were in the National League. I can't beat them. And the team that were promoted with us last season, Halifax Town, promoted after they played off, of course, did finish second and were chomping at the bit with us, bitch for bitch, as we went through the season last season. And it was between us and them, and we managed to get away from them in the end, but it was a little bit of a tough task. So they are the two opponents in today's episode. And of course, if you do enjoy today's episode, you can leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment. Thank you to all those who have left me a comment, including, and I'm trying to think now, let me just bear with me a second. That's it. I was just looking for the comments that we've had on recent videos. Do try and reply if I can. Apologies if I've not got back to you. EDH482 replied a couple of days ago, said, enjoying the series. I follow a lot of big YouTubers, but love your style and passion. And he's now subscribed, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does help me. Thank you very much to EDH482. He says he comes from Dorchester. Dorchester, of course, is the nearest town to Weymouth. It's on, if you go down to Weymouth, it's pretty much the only route in and out of Weymouth. And you have to go past Dorchester and past Dorchester football ground, or if you go a certain way. I think if you go a different way, you can go a different way, but yeah. Well, it must be bittersweet. If you're a Dorchester fan, it's almost like any of these others, Manchester United and Manchester City and the Birminghams, the Wolves, the Birmingham and Aston Villa and all that lot. You know, there's a little bit of thing, so I do appreciate that, but it's not too difficult. What we need is Dorchester to climb up the leagues a little bit, get into the National League South. Who knows? They may become a bottom to the top save at some point or other. It could happen. Maybe it's something we need to load up if you can do it in FM25. Maybe it's some lower league stuff and work our way up even lower up through the leagues. I don't know. We'll see how all that emanates out in due course, of course. Don't forget, you can keep up to date everything that's going on this channel by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, let's get into it then. Get on with it, because time is ticking. Since you were last with us, we've played a couple of games and changed formation. I think if you've been watching my other save, the Going Dutch save, you will know the formation that we've changed to. But just in case you haven't, this is the new formation. Jones away on international duty, which is why he's got a plane beside him at the moment. Nothing to do with the outage that's gone on today. So we're playing a flat back three, two wing backs who are forward, and then just playing one up front and two wide players, attacking wide players. That is the formation that we've gone with, a 3-4-3 in effect, and variations on that, and it seems to be doing us quite well. We've deployed it for the last two games here. When you were with us last time, we were playing the system as was, albeit we were tinkering with it. We were getting there because it wasn't really, we'd had a couple of losses on the trot in League 2. That loss against Wigan, of course, in the last episode wasn't very pretty. And then we only managed just to scrape through against AFC Wimbledon. And I think that they were, the start has been a bit pitted, shall we say. 2 wins out of those first sort of like 5 matches wasn't really what I was expecting, and we needed to pull it up very quickly, which is what we've gone about doing. So since you were last with us, we have played 3 matches because one of them was the Bristol Street Motors EFL Trophy Southern Section Group F, and you saw the draw for that, I think. We got off to a reasonable start, actually. A 3-2 win against West Ham under-21s in this one. Luca Fletcher getting the first goal after just 3 minutes. Clark defending this ball well. It's a battle of the Claret and Blues. Fletcher into the area. Nice ball. And, well, there we go. That is how we got our lead. Will Armitage getting us our second after 23 minutes. I'm guessing this is from a corner, maybe. Robinson, Armitage was from a corner. 2-0 at half-time then. And, they got one back after 57 minutes through Rosval. This ball forward, Jones defending it. Grante heads it wide. Goodness knows why. We've seen that a couple of times. And that was just flicked into the middle on a plate for Rosval. Defenders just can't do much with that. 2-1 then after 57, but Will Armitage getting a second after 72. Another corner, anybody? Robinson again, and that is headed in. You might, Robinson, we'll come back to him in a minute. I'm not sure whether we picked him up or we've got some more newbies in as well. So 3-1 at this point after 72. 87 minutes in, we're starting to get a bit worried because Ziago got their second and made it 3-2. Darcy losing the ball to Hughes. Will Hughes being a thorn in the side. And Ziago chipped House, who was off his line. And 3-2. The final score, 10 shots, 6 on target, 1.33, 73% of the possession. They had lots of shots, 15 of them to be precise, 7 on target, 2.31. They weren't as bad as it looked on paper. 27% of the possession. The only thing that we probably beat them on was that we held the ball for quite a long time. Will Armitage getting a player of the match for his 2 headed goals from corners. Always dangerous from corners as well. I think we ought to look at transfers because I'm not sure what's come in since 28th of August was the last time you were with us. Did we bring anybody else in close to the window? I have a feeling we did. We did. So last time he was with us, Martin Robinson came in on loan from Millwall. We brought 3 more players in pretty much on transfer deadline day or day before. Travis Patterson, who was with us last season, we brought him in from Bournemouth. The only thing with this is I hadn't realised we've only got him till January. Maybe have to extend it, I guess, but I don't know if that was my doing because I wasn't paying attention or what happened. But we've only got him in, and anyway, we'll be in the transfer window. It may be that we can bring in another player that does what Travis Patterson does, albeit at the time thought he was just going to be a make weight. Actually, as it turns out, because he can play across both midfield and attacking midfield in the new revised formation, it's worked out quite well for us. So Travis Perkins in for a second time with us here at Weymouth. Jay Robinson, he is on loan. All these players on loan. Jay Robinson, a loanee from Southampton. He's 20 years old. He is an out-and-out striker. We wanted another striker. Jay Robinson. I think he's more of a backup, but he has National League current ability, potential to be a League One ability. And his attributes are reasonable. So hopefully he will get in and play some games, mixing it up a little bit. And yet another striker, another loanee. Basically, we weren't too sure which one of these would come in. And because it was close to the deadline, we had to cover our bases, really. And as it turned out, they both came in. Of course they did. Nwacha Chawaku. Mohamed, anyway. He's 19 years old. He's Nigerian. And he can play as an attacking midfielder, which we're not using at the moment. And a striker, of course. And he's got reasonable attributes. Good as an advanced forward. You may get to see him today. Going out, Luke Campbell has gone out on loan. In fact, Carnal Palfrey has gone to Hartley on loan. Luke Campbell has gone to Weston-super-Mare on loan. And Robert George has gone to Chertsey, also on loan. They are the transfer information. Back to where we were. Played 2 other games. This new formation, we started against Wickham, and it's not bad. We managed to beat Wickham. That was the main thing. Wickham took the lead from the penalty spot after just 5 minutes. Stewart putting that one away in the bottom corner. Holling's head going the wrong way. But it was very short-lived. It only lasted a minute, and Mika Peters scoring for us. Olsen coming forward. Gasper finds Peters. Peters flicks it underneath the goalkeeper, and it's 1-1 on 6 minutes. And then, half time 1-1, and it looked like it was going to be a draw until James Jones did this on 79. Bangara. And that was cut out by Jones. And, Jones putting that away. Whether it was ever in doubt, I don't know. But he definitely put it away quite well. 10 shots, 5 on target, 0.90, 53% of the possession. They had 21 shots, 7 of which were on target, 2.89 and 47% of the possession. I think we snuck a win there, certainly away from home. And then away again to Doncaster Rovers, another tight match. Not yet kept a clean sheet with this formation, but I'm sure it'll be coming. Doncaster Rovers then at the Eco Power Stadium in Doncaster. It was Carl Hurst that got Doncaster underway after 32. Corner swung in, Hurst heads it down, hit the crossbar, came back, and Hurst popped it in the back of the net. He followed that up really, really well. This was a story of 2 halves, really. 1-0 at half-time. I realised at half-time I'd set it to... there's a variation of the formation that we use to see a game out. I'd used the wrong formation, hadn't I? Which is possibly why they got that lead after 32. But on 60 minutes, Charlie Olsen getting his first goal for us. Brayley crossing it deep and doing Armitage things, and that was a bullet header from Olsen. 1-1 then on 60, and then James Jones, as he did in the last match, getting the winner on 79. Candlish with a throw-in to Stevens. Candlish chips it deep. Jones at the back post. Jones bobs it away. It's 2-1, and we win. 11 shots, 5 on target, 1.47, 60% of the possession. Doncaster had 12 shots, 4 on target, 0.96 and 40% of the possession. Very, very good. Which leaves the table looking like this after 7 matches in League 2. Accrington Stanley are top on 17. Wigan are second on 16. Cheltenham third on goal difference on 15 points. We are fourth on 15 points, just 2 points behind the leaders. Gillingham are in fifth on 14. Then Wimbledon and Bradford City, one of our opponents today, both on 12 points. Morecambe just outside. They were top at one point. Just outside the playoff places in 8th place on 11 points. Then Shrewsbury and Tranmere coming 9th and 10th respectively on 10 points. Down the bottom, Wickham and Swindon Town currently looking out of sorts. 4 points and 3 points respectively. Northampton and Newport County standing on that trapdoor though, and Stevenage and Halifax Town both in close proximity to there. In fact, I would go as far as saying Doncaster and Crewe are also, they're only 3 points away from that. No big gaps at the bottom of the table appearing as yet. Bradford City then, first game of the episode. As I said, we haven't beaten them before. We've played them twice in the National League. Lost 1-0 at home, lost 1-0 at their place, and then we lost 2-0 at their place in the playoff final. In fact, that would have been at Wembley, I'm guessing. possibly at Wembley. It was at Wembley. So we lost 2-0 to them at Wembley. That was the season we didn't get promoted via the playoffs. So they are our first opponents. James Jones is away on international duty. Jaden Wareham is out with a pulled ankle ligament. And Bradford City, they have no problems at all. They have a full squad to pick from. Here is the team that faces Bradford City in this Sky Bet League 2 match day 8. It's House in goal. Robinson, Armitage, Olsen make up the defensive line. Canlish and Silcott Dewberry are our wide players, with Stevens and Brayley playing in midfield. Patterson, that's Travis Patterson, and Darcy playing on the right-hand side, with Nwakachuwu playing up front. So that is the lineup. Hollinghead, Holman, Grante, Gasper, Peters, Old Abdul Malik and Luca Fletcher make up the bench. And here we are back at the Bob Lucas, playing our new formation, 3-4-3. And Bradford City playing a 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder. Never beaten them, of course. We are in 4th place on 15 points. Bradford 7th on 12 points. And our first highlight comes virtually half an hour in. And it's Bradford on the ball. Curry, Jack Curry. And he's going to have a pop here on his own. And it's gone wide. I think it's a corner. Bradhouse getting a hand to it. Duncan with the corner. Swung in to the near post. It's headed away, though. And back to Duncan. Theree and Bradhouse making yet another save. Rebecca Welsh is the referee today. Duncan swung into the near post. Ball still bobbling around there. And it's been pretty even Stevens till now. Let's let him not score on another save by Bradhouse. He's having a real good day in goal. Saved us up until now. It'll be Duncan on that far side again. 34 minutes coming up on the clock. And it's headed away, but not far away. Siri's going to come back and get that. They have a throw-in on this near corner. Curry to Ramsey. Curry still with the ball. Rubery. And we need to try and break them down. Brayley was going to get there, and it's been put wide. Curry on the ball. We've had one shot, nothing on target. They've had about 9 shots. And, well, we've managed to keep them at bay at the moment, but for how long before we can get something here, I don't know. And that's going to be cut out by Canlish. Canlish pumps that one forward, and it's a poor ball, but Nwachu has got it. He's going to chip the goalkeeper. He's just chipped him too cleanly, and it's gone off the crossbar. Nwachu got it, but Canlish with a throw to Brierley. Chipped in, and again, he's just headed it over the top. A couple of chances towards the end of this half so far. And a lovely chipped ball. He'd have probably been better off leaving that. Who was that? Darcy may have been able to head that on target. And half-time arrives. And it's all square at half-time, 0-0. It's a tight affair. They've had 9 shots, 3 on target, 0.66, 55% of the possession. We've had 4 shots, nothing on target, and 45% of the possession. Yeah, we just need to convert and be hitting the target. 2 chances towards the end there where we should have put ourselves on the score sheet. Olsen to Armitage, first highlight of the second half, 60 minutes on the clock. Robinson, Armitage. Armitage, what's he going to do here? Olsen. Silbury Dewberry. Over the top, Darcy. Darcy, can he put it away? He can! First goal of the season for Ronan Darcy. And on 62 minutes, I think it is, we take a lead against Bradford City. And Bury has been beaten. It's the first time we've scored against him, and in 4 attempts. And Darcy over the top, lovely control, actually got a bit of deflection. So Bury was unlucky, but they all count. It was 62 minutes. It's a question whether he was offside or not, but he wasn't. He was onside when that ball was chipped over. And with 63 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes at this point. Zane Silcott-Dewberry, he's coming off. He's picked up a yellow card. And he's not firing all cylinders. Jack Holman comes on to replace him. And we've also taken off Travis Patterson. It's not having a good day out there. And Mika Peters replaces him. And we're making one more change on 76 minutes. An injury to Charlie Stevens. Hopefully it's nothing too big. As it says injured, but he has not got anything flagging up here. So maybe just as well. He's had a good day, though. And we've replaced him with Luigi Gasper. And with 85 minutes on the clock, I'm making our final 2 changes. And we have taken off Ronan Darcy, replaced him with Abdul Malik. And the other change up front, Nwachu, Nuwachakawu. We've taken him off and replaced him with Luca Fletcher. Candlish with a throw in, 86 on the clock to Gasper. Candlish D looking for Fletcher. He's just come on. He scored his 3rd goal of the season and given us a 2-0 lead, which we given the time. I think that means that Bradford City, the hoodoo has been broken. And Gasper, Candlish flicking that ball forward and Fletcher getting there, putting it away. Curry with a throw in, 88 minutes on the clock. This one chipped in and they've got one back. Caden Rodney, the scorer. And we've not managed to keep a clean sheet against them. Goodness me. Got in front of Candlish and not being marked by any of the other defenders. Question whether he was offside, I think. No, he's been kept onside by this player here, Robinson. And we've actually managed to see the game out, despite them getting that consolation on 89 minutes. It made us look a little bit more for a minute or two. Good day for Brad House. Player of the match for Kevin Candlish. 2 key passes, 2 clear-cut chances, 1 assist, a 7.6 for him. And we have finally beaten Bradford City. 11 shots, 3 on target, 1.17 on the XG, 44% of the possession. They've had 13 shots, 5 on target, 1.22 and 56% of the possession. Let's see how that leaves us in the table. And today's fixtures have ended up Accrington Stanley going very well at the top of the table, yet to lose a match. 4-2 winners over Northampton. They have drawn 2 matches, Tranmere and Stevenage, but apart from that, they are on a good, rich vein of form. Wigan, they beat Harrogate Town by 2-0 to retain 2nd place on 19 points. With that win against Bradford City, it does put us in quite a good position in as much as we are just 2 points now behind Accrington Stanley, keeping pace with them at the top of the table. Gillingham are in 4th. Gillingham beating Swindon Town by 5-1, the big score of the day. Cheltenham, they're going well as well. They are in 5th place, in fact, dropping down a little bit, having beaten by Cambridge United by 3-2 today. AFC Wimbledon, they beat Crewe by 2-1, and Morecambe moving back up into the playoff places. I suspect with a win. In fact, it was a win against our next opponents, Halifax Town, and that is how the top of the table looks. Accrington Stanley on 20 points, Wigan 19, Weymouth 18, Gillingham 17, Cheltenham and Wimbledon both on 15, Morecambe now in 7th place on 14, and Tranmere just outside on 13 points, and Wickham and Swindon still in that bottom zone. Swindon, of course, losing by 5-1, so the goal difference will be cranking up there as well. And Wickham, losing 1-0 to Forest Green Rovers. That is how the day's results have gone. Our next match against Halifax Town. Previously, when we've played them 6 times in this series so far. Lost to them once at the Shea in National League back in 2026. But since then, we've played them 3 times, twice at the Bob Lucas, a 2-0 win and a 0-0 draw. And the last time we played them was a 1-0 win at the Shea. On that occasion, Holman getting sent off after 37, but still beat them with 10 men. Jake Grante getting the goal, I'm guessing from a corner maybe, but that is how it is. We'll be back if there's any news before the next game. So you come back and join me on match day, a trip to Halifax and the Shea. Famous ground, really. They are without Miles Kenlock, who has a pulled calf muscle. Thierry Neves out with a calf strain. James Jones is on his way back from international duty, so quite possibly won't appear today. And Jaden Wareham is doubtful with a pulled ankle ligament. Let's go and have a look at the side that faces Halifax Town. And here is the side that faces Halifax Town in this League 2 match day 9. And, it's a very familiar side. It's beginning to look a fairly settled side. It may be just the odd change. In fact, we made one change to the side that beat Bradford City. House remains in goal. Robinson, Armitage and Olsen continue as our defensive 3. Linton replaces Candlish on the left. Silcott Dewberry, I'm going to get that name right, won't I? He's got the start on the right-hand side, and then Stevens and Brierley in midfield. Patterson and Darcy are the attacking of midfield wide players, and Noah Chuckawoo, no, do this right. Noah Chuckawoo is the attacker up front. Of course, still have Jones coming back from international duty. I'm not sure if he is actually back. I think he may well be back. Where are we? We've lost him. I can't actually see him at the moment. Anyway, the bench looks like this. Again, it's very familiar. Hollingshead, Holman, Grante, Gasper, Peters, Abdul Malik and Fletcher make up the bench. And here we are at the Shea. They're playing a 4-3-3. Familiar formation for a lot of them with a defensive midfield. Of course, we're playing our new formation, 3-4-3. And we are currently 3rd on 18 points. Halifax Town 20th on 6 points. Just won 1 game so far this season. Two minutes in. Golden with a throw in to Wigley. Halifax with the ball. And that's cut out by Linton. Linton throw. And he's run into trouble. But it's been picked up by Patterson. Patterson on his own. Patterson has a shot. He's got his first goal for Weymouth. And on 3 minutes, we take a lead. Quieten the Shea down. Tackled, but Patterson was following up. And this is the, if I say so, this is the formation. Is players following up with one another. And as you'll see here, look, 4 defenders. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. So we're numbering them up pretty much. And got players coming in from behind. Another through ball. Linton's going to get on this one. Keeps the ball in. He's waiting for a little bit of help. He's cut it inside of Patterson. Patterson cuts it back. Robinson. And he gets his first goal. And on 5 minutes, we take a 2-goal lead. Linton just run onto that. Didn't have a lot of support. But then when you look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4... It's definitely, oh, and 5 over here. But Robinson having a go from the edge of the area, tucks it away in the corner. Golden with a throw in. We've moved up into second place on equal points, just on goal difference at the moment from Accrington. We don't know what Accrington are doing with regards to their result at the moment. I'm guessing that they are drawing. That one over the top. It's going to play inside and to flicked on by Walker, but it's gone wide. Survived that one. Hunt with the ball over the top. Kobe Moore getting onto it, flicks it in for Walker. Walker just flicked it with the side of his foot, but he put it wide. 11 minutes on the clock. Senior. Some games we don't have a lot of highlights. This one we're getting lots. And Patterson picking that ball up. He's got players there. Nakchuanuwu, Darcy. Darcy puts it away. His second goal of the season. Second goal of the episode. Third goal for the day. And on 12 minutes, we are 3 goals to the good. And motoring. Patterson. And a lovely through ball. Eastwood doing nothing to it. And we're now on 39 minutes. Having scored those 3 early goals, time has elapsed. Olsen, Armitage to Olsen, Darcy, Silcott, Dewberry, through to Darcy. Darcy into the area. Darcy, what's he going to do? And I think it's Nwakchuo has got it. I'll pronounce that name properly at some point or other. He's got his debut goal. So all our players' debut goals today. And on 40 minutes, we go 4 up. Darcy, lovely ball. I thought he was going to put it away himself, to be honest. But it was swung out. 44 minutes nearly on the clock. Golden with a throw into Senior. Hunt. Hunt now on the ball. And that cut out. And it's played back to House. I think it was for Armitage, but Armitage left it for House. Olsen, we come again. Darcy was trying to thread that through, but this time didn't make it. And, through to Hunt in midfield. And that one's gone out wide to Wigley. Wigley, but tame for House in the end. Half-time has arrived. It's 4-0 at half-time. We've had 5 shots. We've hit the target 5 times. 4 of them have been goals. 1.26, 41% of the possession. They've had 3 shots, 1 on target, which House collected at the end of the half there. 0.70 and 59% of the possession. Well, we're going well, boys and girls. Golden with a throw in on that far side. 48 on the clock. Wachigu apparently is the way you pronounce it. And Accrington were 1-1 at half-time with Newport County. We need 2 more goals and them not to score, which is looking likely at the moment. Evans crossed it in, but it's gone wide. It's gone for a corner, in fact. Yeah, we need to score 2 more goals, as provided Accrington don't score. And we would actually be in with a chance of taking the top of the table at the end of the episode. Evans with this corner then. Arm aloft. Swung in near post and Golden. It's gone over the top. I think it's gone for another corner actually. Brad House making yet another save. Did very well in the game against Bradford. Wigley swung in. It's not cleared though. It's cleared upfield now. Patterson, he's going to go. Oh, he's been tackled. Olsen with a free kick. It's over the top, but it's too close to Eastwood. Wigley out there. And seemed to give him a lot of space, but not closing him down particularly well. And That's gone out wide. Moore, Kobe Moore out here. He's dangerous. Evans back inside. Vivas, Hunt, Clark. Clark will have a shot. And Brad House saving the day again. Evans with another corner. Puts under a bit of pressure this half so far. Evans swung in. And it's over the top. Evans with a throw in on this far side. Moore, senior. Hunt to Clark. Clark through to Wigley. And again, they are on the attack. And Linton cuts that out, and it's gone in. Lewis Walker gets a goal, and that's punched a hole in our goal difference. They've not kept a clean sheet, and Brad House had done everything up until then he could possibly do. And Linton sort of winning that ball. Walker just getting in front of Olsen and stabbing it in. And with 74 minutes on the clock, making just one change. Ethan Braley coming off. Luigi Gasper comes on for him. Eastwood to senior as they start again. 80 minutes on the clock now. Vivas, Williams, Hunt, Eastwood, Clark, and finding it difficult to get out here at the minute. But they're out now, and that's a poor ball. Olsen, Armitage, we can build. Not seen many attacks in this second half. It's almost like we've sat back on it. It's a nice ball in for Darcy. Darcy will get there. Darcy cross it in. And Nwakachu or Wakachu scores his second of the game. And it makes it 5-1 on 81 minutes. Nice ball. Darcy getting there. And pulls it back. And who's in there? And with 85 minutes on the clock, we have made one final. Still got a stoppage to do, but we've only made one more change. We've got a week down to our next game, and I don't see any point in changing the side just for the real necessity of it. But Josiah Linton is tiring. We've taken him off. Silcott Dewberry can play on either side. He's gone out to the left. Jack Holman coming in on the right. They have a corner now. Wigley with the corner. Concede another one if we can help it. That one's a short one. It's fired. Oh dear. Got a deflection. And Evans gets them a second. Makes the scoreline look a bit better. But dents our goal difference, which is rather annoying. Took a deflection. Hit it hard. Darcy deflected it. And it fell nicely to Evans, who put it away. It's all over, and a couple of iffy goals from them. Lewis Walker and Jack Evans, especially. It was just pure unluckiness, I think, how that fell. But a 5-2 win, 4-0 at half-time. 8 shots, 7 on target. Not so prolific in that second half. They definitely come back into it. Had 16 shots, 8 of which were on target. 2.39, 57% of the possession. We had 8 shots, 7 on target, 1.95. And 43% of the possession. I think we've done all right. And a player of the match for Ronan Darcy, who got a 9.6. Wakachua did really well. He got a 9.1. And Brad House having a good day in goal as well. Well, as it turned out, conceding those 2 goals made no difference at all. Accrington Stanley eventually beating 2 minutes into injury time at the end of the game, mind you, beating Newport County by a goal to 0, which means that they remain top, 2 points clear of us on 23 points. Again, yet to lose this season. We do move up in second place by virtue of that 5-2 win over Halifax, but we are a point clear of Wigan, who only managed a draw today against Wycombe Wanderers. They are in third on 20 points. 4 points clear now of Gillingham and Morecambe in fourth and fifth, respectively, on goal difference, which means that we are in that playoff playoff, that automatic slot, which is where we want to be. So good positioning for us. Gillingham losing to Bradford City by a goal to nil, and Morecambe they beat Harrogate Town by 4 goals to 3 to move back up that table a little bit. Tranmere are in 6th on 16 points. They beat Grimsby Town by 2 goals to 1 today. Cheltenham, Wimbledon and Bradford City all on 15 points as it stands. Cheltenham losing to Doncaster 2-1. Wimbledon, they were 1-0 losers to Stevenage. Forgotten who it was then for a minute. And as I said, Bradford City beating Gillingham by a goal to nil. Northampton and Swindon Town in that drop zone at the moment. Swindon Town losing again. They've not won yet. Lost 6, drawn 3. Losing to Crewe today by 3 goals to 2. Must have thought they were getting themselves back in it, but not at all. And Northampton dropping down by loss to Shrewsbury, but they are on equal points to Newport County, who we know lost to Accrington Stanley, and Wickham, who drew with Wigan today. Halifax are also in that danger zone on 6 points, having lost to us today. And then Harrogate Town, only 3 points adrift of that bottom bit, are in 19th place, losing 4-3 to Morecambe. And that is how the episode ends. We are in 2nd place. Can we continue? We're going to play just Crawley offline. I thought we'd come back for 2, but there you go. We're going to just play Crawley offline. Crawley Town currently in 16th place. And then we're going to come back for Peterborough and Swindon Town. Swindon Town at the very bottom of the table at the moment. Peterborough, the second game. So we're coming back for that. Peterborough and Swindon Town in the next episode. Hope you can join me for that. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up. Subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the new tactics. I will actually be doing a tactics special on this tactic for you if you fancy getting it downloaded. And the bottom to the top and our other series Going Dutch also will be notified as they are released by hitting that notification button. And new episodes bottom to the top released every Tuesday and Friday. I'm not going to say 4:15 because just recently I've not hit 4:15 at all. And as I think I said on my other series, is because I've been releasing a bit later, the viewing figures seem to be quite good. So I don't know if there's something in that. If you'd rather watch it, me release a little bit later, say at 6 o'clock of an evening instead of 4:15, let me know in the comments. The best way of keeping up to date what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 66. It's out on Tuesday. Until then, have yourselves a great weekend. Bye-bye.